So I just watched the movie Guardians of the Galaxy by Marvel, and I have to say I was really quite pleased at how Marvel was able to pull this movie off. I mean, it's a bunch of new characters, relatively unknown in the comic book world as well as the cinematic universe world. It's a whole new, literally whole new galaxy, whole new world, whole new universe being built by Marvel. And I thought it was going to be a mess, but I was pleasantly surprised at how unified and uh, how brilliantly Marvel was able to craft and create a new universe in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So very nice. Hopefully this will be a quick and dirty review, and I won't take too much of your time. So let's start with the movie's plot. Very nice, just like in the comic books, a bunch of misfits, the unlikeliest of heroes, a thief, a madman, a bunch of thugs, and the most dangerous woman in the universe, the assassin, killer, uh, brought together in the most unlikely circumstance to save the galaxy or to save a world from a big galactic universal threat. And I thought they pulled it off very well. The plot was very simple. They kept it there. And I like the fact that the movie was sort of like an origin movie of how they got together. All of them got imprisoned. And in prison, they sort of form an alliance. Gamora trying to betray Ronan, the big baddie, by getting the orb. He's just trying to sell it, trying to make money. These two are trying to make money off of him, but then they realize they can make more money off of the orb, and he's just in for the ride because he wants to kill anything to do with Thanos and Ronan, and she's the next best thing that will get him close to those two. So they do try and sell the orb. They don't know what it is. They break out of prison, obviously, because of Rocket. They work together as a team. They go to the Collector. And one of the more important pieces of this movie, which really solidifies its presence in the cinematic universe, is apart from Thanos, is really what the Collector explains to them. That the orb, spoiler alert, sorry, I forgot to mention that. You've probably seen the movie, so anyway. Uh, the orb contains a gem. And for those of you who are big fans of the Marvel comic books, Infinity Gauntlet. You're talking about one of the gems that make the Infinity Gems. One of the Infinity Gems that make up the Infinity Gauntlet. And the Collector describes to them what the gems are. And then, as it turns out, Thanos is after that gem. Instructs Ronan to get the gem for him, and then he will destroy worlds with it. So that really sets up the stage of where Thanos is, and how he's going to play a major role in the cinematic universe, and which really got, I think if you're a big Marvel fan, you're going to be excited with it. So anyway, Ronan, all hell breaks loose. Ronan gets the stone, puts it in his hammer, and he becomes very powerful, tries to destroy Xandar on his own, the home of the Nova Corps, and they, together with a bunch of pirates, the Ravagers, which is led by Yondu, they band together with the Nova Corps, and they somehow stop Ronan and save the day. Very simple plot. And what's interesting also to note is because of the simplicity of the plot, Marvel had enough time to develop, albeit very quick, dirty, rushed fashion, in my opinion, most of the major characters. There's a lot of backstory to it. If you're just watching it for the first time, like, who the hell is she? Why is he a talking raccoon? Why is he a talking tree? Star-Lord? What, he's human? And then Drax? Why is he a wrestler? I mean, he is a wrestler, the actor, but I mean, who is he? What's his beef with Thanos, or what's his beef with Ronan? There was a lot of backstory that they had to put in, and they did it. I think they just tried to inject as much as information as they can without really ruining the whole story. the whole plot, and it was nice. His backstory was clearly stated. He was adopted by Yondu, part of the Ravagers, and he's a thief. And he's like the Han Solo of the group. But nevertheless found it in himself to be heroic and become a leader. Rocket and this guy, they're both thugs. They've both sort of evolved species of a tree and a raccoon he's been experimented on, and a little bit of the backstory was implied when he was drunk and is fighting with Drax in a bar, and he's telling people what happened to him, sort of. Gamora, a lot of backstory implied with her, that she was a daughter of Thanos, adopted daughter of Thanos, being given to Ronan to do his dirty work. You get a character like Nebula. Oh my goodness, I hope they make an action figure of Nebula. You get Yondu. They better make an action figure of Michael Rooker. And of course, Ronan. I mean, they gotta get an action figure of Ronan. Amazing. This guy, his backstory is basically his family was murdered by Ronan, which I was at first surprised because I knew Thanos was the one responsible. But in the end, he does reveal it was Thanos who was responsible for it and all that. So a lot of backstories being injected, a new universe is being created, and at the same time trying to keep up with a very, very simple yet interesting plot. Lots of action. These two characters provided brilliant fighting action. He's got his fair share of action. He's got some action too. Both of them got a lot of action. And there's a lot of comedy to it. So you got the seriousness of the galactic threat, you got the backstories, the drama going on, and then there's a ton of comedic interjections in it. There's sort of a sexual tension between them. He's there to break all the drama. He's with all his quips and all that. What do you expect with Rocket? Groot, surprisingly, being like the Hulk of the team. And this guy, he's sort of like the, he's like I don't know who is. I wouldn't say he was the Hulk of the team. He's probably the sort. I want to say Snake Eyes, beefed up, muscle bound Snake Eyes of the team. Who's a little bit crazy. So he's probably, if this were the Avengers, I don't know, maybe a mix of Hawkeye and Hulk. And she's obviously the Black Widow. Just amazing characters that you want to root for. As the movie progresses, you want to just root for this team, and you get to you want them to see it through and sort of succeed and band together. I mean, given the simplicity of the plot, you watch the movie and it sort of becomes a little bit predictable that they're going to end up saving the day, they're going to band together, they're going to become friends, they're going to become the Guardians, but there's still that element of surprise and how they're going to stop Ronan, such a powerful guy. Then once they do stop Ronan, then you get to thinking, how do they stop Thanos? And then that's another story. So, on top of all this, I forgot to mention one more thing. The way the movie's been crafted, lots of scenery, perfect 3D. I watched it in 3D. Just the 3D technology will just really bring the whole new galaxy to life. The depth of space. Not so much because of the action scenes and all that, but really the scenery, the Xandar, the planet Xandar, the mining colony of Nowhere, which is ahead of a celestial. I mean, that whole thing, the artwork that involved, the 3D really highlights that. And one of the best things about the movie is the music. 70s classics, a little bit of 80s classic brought on by his Walkman. It just gels the whole movie. The music just summarizes the feeling about the movie. It was fun, very simple yet interesting plot, fantastic characters. The development, I'd love to see more of the characters. They're very interesting, and it sets a whole new universe, a whole new Marvel universe that can be taken somewhere, that Marvel can really go and run with. So I was really impressed with this movie. It's not perfect by any means. Overall, The story I thought was a little bit too simple. There were some characters that could have been deleted, but they added it because they were trying to build the story. I mean, the whole character of Yondu, maybe they didn't need it, but they needed some. At the end of the movie, they needed an army, a Ravager army, so they needed to put him in. So, despite a lot of things on the plate, Marvel was still able to keep it unified, focused on the plot, and definitely on top of where this movie was supposed to go. I mean, just I never got lost, never a dull moment in the movie. If you're completely unfamiliar with the characters, especially you have no idea who Thanos is, who Ronan is, you might be a little bit, I would say, I wouldn't go as far as saying lost, but a little bit confused as to who the characters are. But you'll get to figure it out as the movie progresses. So, with that being said, oh, one more thing. Casting of the characters, brilliant. Zoe Zoltana, perfect for the role. Batista, yeah, I guess he was a good choice for it. Could have been, and the character was, I think, easy to cast. Could have been anybody, but Batista was a good choice. Chris Pratt, oh my gosh, everything is awesome. I mean, I was expecting him to say that, but he pulled it off very well. Funny, dramatic, romantic, really nice. Of course, Vin Diesel and Bradley Cooper, brilliant, brilliant. So, with all that being said, definitely a fun movie. If you love Marvel, you love the comic books, definitely one to watch. It's rated PG-13 because of the language. There's a lot of biatch being said. Shit. I mean, some minor cusses, no F words, but they do say words like dick and all that. A little bit on the uncouth side, but yeah. But Transformers should have been PG-13, but they put it GP. All right, with that being said, I'd like to give the movie an 85%. It's not by all means perfect, but it's a good start. And it makes you want to see more of the characters, want to see more where the stories are going to, Marvel's going to tell about Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, just a few more tidbits. The end scene credit, totally, you don't have to wait up for it. It's just the collector ship blows up or crashes because one of the slaves touches the gem and all hell breaks loose. It's just him in the wreckage, the collector, with Laika, the Russian dog, and then one of the cases have been broken. You get to see Howard the Duck. That's it. So I don't know if Marvel's planning to do another Howard the Duck movie. God forbid, no. That's just the end scene. Don't have to wait for it if you don't want to. Oh, I forgot to mention. There's a lot of things they changed about the canon of Guardians of the Galaxy. For instance, the Nova Corps. Nova Corps is just like the Royal Air Force. They're just like pilots. They're like the X-Wing pilots. I was expecting them to suit up and become like Green Lanterns, like how they really should have been. The Nova Corps was sort of a copy of the Green Lantern Corps, but they didn't. They're just pilots. They're just like X-Wing pilots that are just dedicated to their mission. They changed Ronan. Yeah, Ronan's been a bad guy, good guy, bad guy, good guy in the Marvel universe, so I guess that's acceptable. And one thing I did notice, at the end, they sort of revealed that he was half human, half Terran. His father, as Nova Prime, the Glenn Close's character says, is somebody very powerful they haven't seen in a long time. So, I'm not sure if Marvel's going to stay true to the comic books. Comic books say that his father is the leader of the Spartax Empire, called Jason. Yondu says their original job was really to get him to his father, but he was a dick. So it sort of fits the description of who Jason is, but I'm not sure. I have a feeling that Marvel might tweak it and maybe make Jason somebody, a very powerful guy, not so much as the leader of Spartax, but a powerful being. So they got the Kree, they got I think they can put Spartax, and they have the Xandarians. Or Xandar, the planet Xandar. I don't think they can put the Skrulls because that's owned by Fox. The Brood, I'm not sure. but they can definitely put Asgard. So the whole Galactic Council might not be. Anyway, a little bit of tidbit. So there you go. That's my quick and dirty review, hopefully, of the movie Guardians of the Galaxy by Marvel. Stay tuned for more reviews, haul videos, and all that on this channel, Chefatron. Check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and there you go. Thanks for watching.